Bravo 6. Going dark.
This is the channel of Noodleton. We dropping bombs, yeah, we nuking them. Feel like a tank, how we shooting them. Sound like a movie, no cinema. This rated R, ain't no Disney Plus. Subscribe to the channel, let's run it up. Now that you here, boy, you one of us. It's a Pokemon race, how we run them up. Get a dot to your top like the letter I. That bitch be lowercase, all of my soldiers straight. If I tell them to shoot, then they gon' shoot. And they ain't even asking which soul to take. You see Noodle and crew, then you better move. Cause your team, they're about to dissipate. Get round to your top, and to your bottom. Your body resemble a number 8. Noodle pass me the gun, I'ma shoot him too. Put rounds in his chest like a hula hoop. If Doodle gon' vote, then I'm voting too. We don't keep no imposters among us, do. I'm loyal to my dog like he Marmaduke. And I'm taking a shot like Ciroc for you. Said I'm loyal to my dog like he Marmaduke. And I'm taking a shot like Ciroc for you. This is the channel of Noodleton. We dropping bombs, yeah, we nuking them. Feel like a tank, how we shooting them. Sound like a movie, no cinema. This rated R, ain't no Disney Plus. Subscribe to the channel, let's run it up. Now that you here, boy, you one of us. It's a Pokemon race, how we run them up. This is the channel of Noodleton. We dropping bombs, yeah, we nuking them. Feel like a tank, how we shooting them. Sound like a movie, no cinema. This rated R, ain't no Disney Plus. Subscribe to the channel, let's run it up. Now that you here, boy, you one of us. It's a Pokemon race, how we run them up.
Target is in the main house. You have execute authority.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
This is the channel of Noodleton. We dropping bombs, yeah, we nuking them. Feel like a tank, how we shooting them. Sound like a movie, no cinema. This rated R, ain't no Disney Plus. Subscribe to the channel, let's run it up. Now that you here, boy, you one of us. It's a Pokemon race, how we run them up. Get a dot to your top like the letter I. That bitch be lowercase, all of my soldiers straight. If I tell them to shoot, then they gon' shoot. And they ain't even asking which soul to take. You see Noodle and crew, then you better move. Cause your team, they're about to dissipate. Get round to your top, and to your bottom. Your body resemble a number 8. Noodle pass me the gun, I'ma shoot him too. Put rounds in his chest like a hula hoop. If Doodle gon' vote, then I'm voting too. We don't keep no imposters among us, do. I'm loyal to my dog like he Marmaduke. And I'm taking a shot like Ciroc for you. Said I'm loyal to my dog like he Marmaduke. And I'm taking a shot like Ciroc for you. This is the channel of Noodleton. We dropping bombs, yeah, we nuking them. Feel like a tank, how we shooting them. Sound like a movie, no cinema. This rated R, ain't no Disney Plus. Subscribe to the channel, let's run it up. Now that you here, boy, you one of us. It's a Pokemon race, how we run them up. This is the channel of Noodleton. We dropping bombs, yeah, we nuking them. Feel like a tank, how we shooting them. Sound like a movie, no cinema. This rated R, ain't no Disney Plus. Subscribe to the channel, let's run it up. Now that you here, boy, you one of us. It's a Pokemon race, how we run them up.
Welcome everyone. Today we will be covering the MapFights League. Their normal matches. They kind of do this basically all year long, and then they'll occasionally do random tournaments like we streamed last weekend and the weekend before. This weekend and then some of the weekends going forward, we're just going to be doing some of their normal matches. All the teams have their own standard maps that they can battle for and own and then defend. All the teams can challenge other teams for maps. It's a pretty complex concept. It's a lot to explain, but it's a really fun league. Today we're going to be streaming some of JYM's matches. I think we're doing all of them, and they're going to vary from what or from what they play. So to start, they're going to be playing against SW, which is right now. It's going to be capture the flag, tier 8, 6v6 on Himmelsdorf. And then we'll move on to Fisherman's Bay, tier 10, 6v6. On Himmelsdorf, they're going to be attacking this round. So they um, basically have to, the way I understand it, it's one and done. So they have one opportunity to attack SW. Or maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe it's SW is attacking JYM. You'll have to excuse me if I got it wrong. Somebody in chat from MapFights, if you're here, you can correct me. But one way or the other, whether they're attacking or defending, they have one opportunity to do that. And if they don't, then that's a wrap. They either, if they win, they keep the map. If they lose, vice versa, you get it. And then we'll go on to the next one, which we capture the flag, and they'll again have one opportunity to get it. I think the only time they do best 2 out of 3 or best 3 out of 5, I'm pretty sure it's best 2 out of 3, is NBA. Then I think Cold War, the way that works. So anyway, first up we got JYM SW, Himmelsdorf, tier 8, 6v6, capture the flag. They're not supposed to start for like another 3 or 4 minutes. I'm not sure if they'll start early. They got all their tanks picked, so hopefully they do. Get this thing on the roll. Really appreciate everybody coming out. 10-minute delay on these comp streams. Today I don't have anybody in comms with me. We were planning on having somebody from MapFights be with me to kind of help explain the rules and all the different things that go with it. Because like I said, it's pretty complex, but it's super duper fun. MapFights is a pretty awesome league. They take a lot of the people that run it anyway, the council members. They take a lot of pride in what they do. They spend a lot of time at this league. There's quite a few teams. It's one of the most active leagues that I'm around, so they're definitely doing something right. Hopefully everybody's weekend has started off really well. I know mine's been kind of rainy around here. Just ready for some comp matches. And there may be some downtime in between some of these games because, like I said, it's weird. They're doing one and done, and there's a couple where they got to do 2 in a row. It's odd. So if there's some downtime, we may play a couple of matches in between. Might try to grab some of the team members from the winning team and the losing team, and have a discussion with them about the league, the team, comp, the game, the different various things. I guess they're gonna wait until right at the normal time to start. They've actually had their tanks picked for a little while. Capture the flag on Himmelsdorf is going to be really weird. It's going to be interesting to see if they try to go for the flag or they just try to go for a brawl. I mean, it's Himmelsdorf, just go for the brawl, have a little fun. JYM has all premium tanks selected, where SW has a couple of tech tree tanks. They actually tagged me in Discord and I wasn't looking. They were waiting for me to tell them go. They go through and obviously do it kind of like Fog of War. They show the tanks, then they start. Kind of different, neat. A little surprised with SW bringing out that new Orthus. Now here's where the confusion for me comes in because I don't really understand whether JYM is attacking or SW is attacking. I know only one team has to capture the flag or kill all. I do know that. If I'm reading it right, JYM should be attacking even though they were on the defense side. We'll see how this works. We'll know pretty quickly based on how somebody sets up. I mean, obviously the defending team's just going to stack up around. Oh, nice blind fires coming down the mid there. Just barely missed that freedom. Yeah, so I was right. It's going to be JYM on the attack, and it looks like they're going to go for a full 3-line push here. Could work. I mean, SW, they're set up to defend just that. I don't know if these teams have played against each other on this map in this game mode before or not. Definitely something that could be a possibility, that's for sure. They're going to full send it. Couple of early shots coming in, a couple of bounces. Looks like Terminator and the defender, or no, I'm sorry, Simon I has taken some hits. They did get a pin in on the ISM. He's doing a good job at side scraping here, but they're just going to motor both through this one, hopefully. A few bounces coming in. I mean, this guy's doing a really good job with his TD. A little bit of hesitation on JYM side, but they're going to push on in and get that TD out of here. They should be able to go ahead and focus out the ISM. A couple of stragglers now moving up. They've got their whole team here. They're going to push. It looks like SW is going to work on a wraparound here for the flank. One guy going a little bit slow. That could cost them. That could be big. They do have the defender down to a 1. Hopefully, yep, and the Skoda did get him out. JYM doing a good job at focus firing here. SW's flank was a little slow. Now they've got both tanks. They should be able to move up in here and get a couple of shots. They might be able to nab this guy before he... No, they're not going to get shots on him. So now the defender's going to get set up on a side scrape, and he's going to hold them guys back. So they're kind of out of the game at this point. JYM's going to come over and get this T-32 deleted. I mean, it's 3v1 right here. So now SW's only got these 2 tanks on the backside, and they're pretty well stuck. I mean, they're facing a defender on a side scrape, and they're not really pushing. So JYM's other tanks are going to push back. 2 are going to go on the flank. One's going to come back to help these, and they'll probably push in on this and get this deleted pretty quickly. GG's to JYM here. Good trades from SW coming in on JYM. It's just, you know, they got their whole team there. They're pushing pretty hard. It's hard to deal with, like, it's hard to get your focus fire in on that as well. SW was kind of stacked weird, so only 2 tanks really had shots on their team until they fully pushed in. So it was a good play by JYM. So JYM's going to take the victory on this one here. And I believe, okay, again, I could be completely wrong, but I'm almost positive that's it. So they do that match. They won that map. They'll go in the Discord. They'll post the results. And now JYM will own that map, that game mode on that map, I should say. So we'll go through the scoreboard real quick. We got Great Graham, which is, I believe, the leader of JYM in the Hydra. He had 2,100 damage and 1 kill. Got the Cryo-Vets, the TD, 2 kills, 1,800. Got the Freedom, Tier 8 Premium. It was just in the Earn-Op. 1,600, no kills. Got the Defender, 1,500, 1 kill. Another Defender and another Defender, rounding it out. 2 kills out of this guy, GG's. Over on SW's side, let's look. I'm kind of curious at the block, too, because I know this ISM, yeah, he blocked 880. Or this, I mean, he did really good, though. He blocked 1,900. He was on a really nice side scrape. If SW had a couple of other tanks over, kind of like maybe behind him a little bit, they would have maybe been able to put in a lot more work and possibly held off the push by JYM because they were doing a good job there. They kind of got JYM stuck for, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds until JYM's 2 slower tanks caught up, and then they finally just pushed on around. So GG's to JYM. They're going to win that map, that game mode on that map, I should say. Now, they do play this team again. And the next round is Fisherman's Bay Tier 10 6v6. where JYM will be defending and SW will be attacking. Again, same concept, capture the flag. It's not scheduled until 3:30, but I'm fairly confident they're going to go on and just keep doing these matches back to back. So we will most likely, so we're going to get the next match more than likely pretty quickly, and then they play SW again on Mountain Pass for Tier 10, and then after that they switch to a new team, CDN. So in between those two teams, I'd say we're probably going to have a bit of a downtime, but we'll see how they play it out. Okay, they did confirm that the plan is to play them back to back. So we probably will have a pretty lengthy downtime in between the SW matches and the CDN matches. And if that turns out to be the case, we'll probably end stream and then restart with CDN because that's not scheduled for like another 2 hours. Unless CDN just jumps in and they're ready to go. We'll see what happens. They are going to go ahead and start putting up tanks. They should be getting the room changed over to Fisherman's Bay, and they should be setting it up for Tier 10. That's the one thing that kind of makes it a little harder to stream these matches in map fights. They're like singular games sometimes. The NBAs and the Cold War versions of the tournament, or the not tournament but matches, they're all best 2 out of 3, so you get a little bit more there. But these singular matches, they're really tough. Because it's just one and done. You see how fast it was. I mean, we were 3-minute match, if that. Good thing is we are jumping up to Tier 10 on Fisherman's Bay, but we're still going to stay with 6v6. Then we don't actually get out of 6v6 until they play CDN later, and then we go up to 10v10. A lot of tech tree tanks coming out of JYM here for the Tier 10 match. Same thing out of SW. SW's all picked up and ready to go. We're just waiting on 3 from JYM here, and then we should get started. They're all picked up. Let's see if they go ahead and get her going. So far, we're running about 15 minutes ahead of their match schedule, so we'll see how this plays out. Maybe this will be a little bit longer paced match. It's a much bigger map. I'd say with them having to attack, if I remember right, I think they have to attack the north spawn unless they've changed it since the last time I've checked into their rules. And that one's a little bit different. I mean, you can do it. You can do it a few different ways. You can do a split push. You know, with a couple of maybe some faster tanks going down the 1-2 line, trying to get some flanks with a TD back to get some covering fire, and then push your heavies up through the city. Or you can just send your whole team through the city. Really, it could be done either way. JYM's got a couple of E4s, so, you know, they could do either. Looks like they're going to set up to maybe go through the city. They only have one medium, and it's a K91. That's a very unique pick. I have never, in all the matches I have been in and streamed and covered, seen a K91 played. So, very unique. So they're going to set up pretty hardcore. They're going to go hold down with the I7s. They're going to put the E4s behind them probably somewhere to get some covering fire. K91 must have a play for that. I mean, they're going to have to get him set up somewhere in here to try to get some spots. Very unique tank. I'm not real sure I understand the concept behind it, but they wouldn't be playing it if they didn't practice it, at least some. SW kind of set up to make a good little push too. We'll see how they attack this, because JYM has to defend this one. SW has one chance to come in, capture the flag, or kill all the tanks. Looks like they're going to do a team push down the 1-2. Maybe send a couple of people mid would be my guess. Some good tank picks out of them. If they can get the vision for the Tehran, he can really put in a lot of work. So they did bring that K91 from JYM up to do some spotting, which is very unique. I mean, I guess he does kind of have a little bit of an advantage in these hills. He's a really short tank. I don't know, unique. Something I've never seen before. Early fire coming in on the E4 over here. I'm assuming he got spotted. He's going to get up behind this building. JYM set up pretty good to defend against this push. The one lone E4 kind of risking it here. But SW is taking it slow early, and they did get a punish in on this K91, and he's got a Valor above him. He's kind of in a bad position here. He's taking some good bleeds here early, and they're not really trading back with the Batchat. Batchat's just, oh, and he bounced a shot, and so did the VZ. Oh, wow. So he's now one shot. They're probably going to get him deleted here. Batchat's on a reload, VZ's on a reload. K91 might be able to get out of this. JYM did get the E4. He took some punish back here in the back somehow. I guess he peeked. I missed that. Of course, now they've got a nice little battle going on between the I7 and the Valor. JYM's getting a little aggressive here. They're just going to push up and try to trap SW on that one line. He is going to be able to win this against the Valor. They got the I4 coming in to help. He's now on one. I7's probably going to get the rear. Yep, there we go. Rear end shot. They've now got SW completely trapped on the one line with their E4 completely out of here. And they're split, so it's... You know, and the Batchat's going to clip out on tanks in the mid and take some damage for it instead of helping his teammate here push the E4. So now he's going to have short on shells and he's short on health. The VZ's going to pull up and take shots in the mid. I mean, he did get the kill on the K91, but they've got an E4 right here. Batchat's got one in. Bounces second. Might have one or two more possibly. Cracks on the third shot. Pins on the fourth, and he's on a reload because he took that shot in the mid. VZ goes down from the guys in the mid from the I7, and or both I7s, I should say. So now they're down to just the Tehran and their Leopard and their Batty. Tehran can put some work in here, but he's got a long reload, and, you know, he's really soft, so they're just going to push in. Somebody's going to take the shot, hope they bounce, and just delete him. Batchat's a 1. I7s are now coming over the hill. They're going to get the Batchat deleted here. They shot the Tehran, which is interesting. Big gun first is their focus, I'm assuming. They did finally get the bat chat out. The leopard was able to get Great Graham out of here. And now they're down to just the leopard left. GG's to JYM. They're going to go up and hold this map, actually. They were the defenders on this map, so they're going to keep it in this game mode anyway. And yeah, GG's. But you see the concept, chat. You know, these matches, teams can challenge for the maps that they don't own, and they have one opportunity to come in and get it done. So it's a weird concept. It's definitely unique. You know, but I kind of like it. Of course, everybody else does too, because they're very popular. Take a look at the scoreboard. JYM's doing a pretty good job. They started off a little passive. They let the K91 get up there, but he got the knowledge. He got the spots in that he needed, even though he was taking damage for it. It let JYM know that they could go ahead and take the mid, own the map, and then trap SW on the one line. So they got aggressive once the K91 started taking some damage. Bat chat VZ clip, they backed off. JYM took advantage of it, took the city, came around, deleted a guy, and then trapped him on one. And then they just kind of pushed in from there. So GG's for JYM. SW, you had a really good strat. I think the execution was a little bit off. You played really slow on that one line. I think that was the only real mistake out of SW. If you're going to push that and you're really going to send your whole team, you're just going to have to group up, all go, get that corner, own that corner where that E4 was, delete him, and then own that. And then kind of rotate back out of there, maybe leave a TD or two back. And then maybe go back up into the mid, circle through the mid. That's a really good strat on that map if you're going to go for that. But yeah, I think the execution was just a little bit slow, and JYM took advantage of it and capitalized. Some good punish out of JYM. They did a really good job. Most of their pin rates are pretty good. SW, the same thing. They just kind of got trapped early, and then JYM sped the game up, so it is what it is. This E4 peaked up in the back at some point and took a lot of damage. And I missed what shot him or how many times. I completely missed him taking all those hits. So they're going to move on to the next map. Let's see what they've got on the schedule here. They are going to continue to play SW, but they're going to now move to Mountain Pass, Tier 10, 6v6. It looks like JYM is going to be the defending team as well. So this is another map that SW challenged for. In the match notes, it says Team 2, so I don't know if that means JYM swaps out their first team for their second team. I do see that Great Graham gave lobby host to SW. That's all right. Well, while they're getting some tanks picked up, go ahead and remind everybody in chat. Make sure you go over and check out our YouTube. Give that a nice little look. We just got going on that. Hopefully, we can move on and continue with the plan and produce some, some good content over there. YouTube's got a pretty high learning curve, and I'm not necessarily an old man, but it's a tough one for me to pick up, I tell you. And then while you're at it, make sure you check out our Discord. We got a pretty large community going in Discord. We'd love to have anybody and everybody. We're now about 40 minutes ahead of schedule, or at least ahead of their battle schedules. So I'll have to check in Discord and see if CDN's going to hop in and they're going to do all their games early, which I highly doubt. I think CDN has other games before that. So if that's the case, we're going to have a pretty large window, and we'll just stop the stream and then go back live again later for their remainder matches. JYM's got all their tanks up. We're just going to wait on SW here to get going. One more tank to get thrown. Oh, I'm sorry. 2 more tanks. More tank and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Hopefully they realize that it's set to random standard battle. Interesting that they swapped the sides after they had tanks picked. Also, something to note is there's only one Xbox player in all this. They're all PS players, PlayStation players. Should be ready to rock and roll here. I'm sure they're just communicating a couple of little things in Discord, and we'll have this match underway. It's going to be interesting to see one on Mountain Pass. It's been quite a while since I got to watch anything on that. Been quite a while since I got to play on that map. You know, Wargaming or World of Tanks console anyway. Took it out of the higher tiers. I don't really play lower tiers. I know it's in Cold War, but I don't really play that either. So, and he had it on Mountain Pass. Now it's back on standard or random. There we go. All right, so again, JYM's going to be defending, so SW's got one opportunity to either cap their flag or destroy all their tanks. Interesting pick out of SW. I do like the E5. E5 is a great tank. Just doesn't really ever do very good in comp usually. You know, because the big cancer bubble on the roof of that thing. But it does really good. Strong tank. Another interesting pick here. You know, the WZ-11 3G. So let's see how they set up to attack this. It's going to be kind of hard, you know. That spawn's going to be rough to push. Well, either of these spawns will be rough to push. There's only 2 lanes in and out, you know. And the defending team can just set up, watch both lanes, and basically just use it as a kill box. So this would be a tough map. I mean, you would just have to actually overwhelm, you know, the team that's defending, and honestly get lucky to be completely fair. Which I guess that explains why you see so many TDs out of SW. They're going to try to go for big guns, heavy hits. A little bit of a passive play. I guess maybe they might have expected JYM to be aggressive on their defense, which they're definitely not. Definitely not. They are completely set up to use the two routes into this flag to their advantage. And I mean, boy, do they just have a death wall of tanks set up. Which, you know, if this guy got spots, they could easily transition and shoot that too. So this is gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough for SW to push. Leopard's either about to get spotted by the TDs or spot them, but it's about to go down right here. He's fully exposed to them. We'll see. I don't guess they've spotted him. They did, okay. And he did take a pretty hefty hit from the E4. E5 surely has been spotted. They're going to have to try to work their way down through here. Not get shot by the E4s. But at the same time, man, it's going to be... It's a tough push, you know, no matter how you look at it. They are doing the right thing. They're grouping up. Hopefully they push in as a group. The whole sitting back trying to bleed them, I don't think it's going to work out very well. Now, that E4 has to overexpose to these lower tanks to get shots now. So, if he did, this Tehran can put some big punish in him. He's going to have a hard time with the Badger. Well, I don't know. Badger might have to expose his lower to get a shot there as well. Looks like they are going to send that medium on a flank, but he's going to run into an I-7. Great Graham, he's still sitting there waiting for the flank. A huge splash out of the Strum. He splashed two of these guys and hit the E5 for quite a bit. So they're going to take advantage of him on a reload and push up here, kind of close some distance, get some shots. That I-7 is going to have to overexpose to get shots. He doesn't have the gun depression. Same thing with the 277. They are getting some good punish in on these tanks, though. SW's kind of playing a little slow here. They're not taking advantage of these guys having to overexpose. And they're not using the reload of the Sturm either. Nice punish on the I-7. JYM doing a really good job at trading back. E4 tried to go over. I don't know if he went too far and slid or what, but he died for that one. You went face to face with, a tank with the gun the size of your tank, and it didn't end well. All right, so now SW's got an issue. They did get rid of the TD, the E4. Problem is, all three of these guys are half health, and they're coming into a 3/4 health I-7 and I-7, and almost half health Sturm, which is loaded, and getting ready to kill that 268V5 right now. No, he actually took a shot at the E4. They were able to get the E4 out. They do have the I-7 down to a 2-shot for the E5 anyway. He did pin it, got him down to 11. SW's medium is still running around in the back. He came around, found the I-7, said yeah, no, yeah, and drove back around the map. Tehran's still sitting back here thinking he's going to get shots on the Badger, which doesn't care. He's just keeping the Tehran back at this point. Sturm putting in a lot of work for JYM here. Now the I-7's going to come on over on the E5. Okay, so he bounced it. E5 tracked him on his last shot there. They were able to get the Tehran deleted. Sturm's going to come around and just kind of eat a shell. 277 come off and rammed him crazy. And okay. Out and bounced. We're down to just the Leopard on the back end. Yeah, GG's to SW. I mean, they come up and did kind of all they could. JYM Sturm, he was putting in work. I fully expect to see him probably close to the top, if not the top. Yeah, there he is, MVP. He was putting in work and wasn't really getting punished for it. He was using his teammate really well. He would shoot, back up in behind him where he was completely safe, reload, pull out, shoot. So yeah, GG's to JYM. But honestly, that's a hard push. Especially the way JYM set up to defend it. They did that absolutely perfect. They didn't even leave their spawn. There's no need for them to. All they have to do is sit there and hold the flag. Yeah, great job. GG's to SW. You put up a good try there. I don't know that I could have done that any better. That's a tough one. Good damage spread coming across the board for SW. Same thing with JYM. I mean, they were just hunkered down, man. Just hunkered down. Yeah, worked out perfect. GG's. JYM's going to keep that map or that mode on that map. They're going to that's going to wrap them up for SW. Let me check in Discord just to make sure that the CDN games aren't going to come real quick. Because if they're going to go off of their regular schedule, which I'm assuming they will, because we're so far ahead of their normal match schedule, I highly doubt CDN's ready to go. And if that's going to be the case, what we're probably going to do is just end the stream and then restart later when they're ready to go for their remaining matches. I've got the question out. We'll see what they say here. I do know when we come back for the final matches, we're going to have JYM versus CDN on Fisherman's Bay, Tier 8, 10v10, JYM defending. And then we're going to have... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I read that completely wrong. So when we come back is when it's going to get really fun because it'll be NBA, multi-base assault. It'll be JYM versus CDN. JYM on defense, CDN on attack. And the way that works is CDN has 2 chances to attack and win. So that'll be best, first to 2 wins, basically. And then they'll go up to El Haluf, Tier 8, 10v10. Again, JYM defending, CDN attacking. And then after that, it'll be an assault battle, JYM versus Doom U on Fisherman's Bay, Tier 8, 8v8. So let's just see what they say about the CDN games. Yep. So it's going to be a bit. Their next matches aren't scheduled for 1 hour from now. So we're going to end it on that one, chat. And then we'll be back in an hour for the remaining matches. We should be able to do those pretty well back to back. I know for sure we'll be able to get both CDNs back to back. And then depending on how fast or slow the matches go, we'll probably be able to go straight to Doom U. So yeah, thanks for watching. GG's JYM. Nice try, SW. And we will catch you